Hi everyone, this is ASAP Times and our new podcast. Our guest today is Roman Galeev. He is 24 years old and he is a head of Dota at Kiber, a part of sports.ru. Hello Roman.
Hello, hello. It's always nice to hear you.
Thanks. And our first question. Why Dota 2? Why not sports or Counter-Strike, for example? Why especially Dota?
Okay. For me, there was no major difference to do sports or esports journalism. But in 2018, I saw that in esports journalism, there was more space. I mean, don't get me wrong, but journalism in 2018, esports journalism was pretty poor. News articles and sometimes interviews with the same questions filled all the space, leaving no room for columns and some publicist writing. So, speaking of why Dota and not CS, for example, I'm not a big fan of shooters, and that's why I went full Dota.
Okay, so we all know that you're a head of Dota at Kiber. Actually, I noticed it at the beginning. So, what are the responsibilities of the head of Dota section at Kiber?
Okay. As a head of Dota, I okay. That's my decision. I'm setting the agenda. I mean, what should we write about? I organize weekly and sometimes daily if we speak about the international or world championship times. So I set up some weekly and daily meetings where I offer some topics and where I either decline or accept them. Moreover, one of my really important tasks is to improve our offers. I mean, in esports journalism, there are many people who can write well, who have a brilliant mind, but they don't have some professional education, so they're not journalists. It's really important to give them some basic rules. So, what kind of genres are in journalism? So, how we can write and cannot write? Why is a question might be inappropriate in some kinds of interview? I mean, I want to say that there is no a full complete star in our sphere. We're always developing. We're always learning. And speaking of me, I'm constantly learning, and both in my university and in Kiber or cyber.sports.ru.
Okay, and next question is about players. So you probably, no, I will say you obviously often contact with players or their managers for interviews. So which player is the most comfortable for you in terms of communication?
That's a tough choice for sure. Let me think. I mean, it's really hard to name one person. I would personally say that I'm very happy with communication with Fisher and Paragon. They are tournament organizers. One is from Kazakhstan and one is from Armenia. Their PR department is always open. They're always ready to give us speakers. And speaking of people I interviewed, well, I can give a mini announcement. Yesterday I spoke with Vasilisa. She's a host of the international, and it's her very first international. And it was an amazing conversation for sure. It wasn't an interview, but more a conversation. Not everyone in esports is really ready to talk about life, about the problems so openly. It was a pleasure to talk with her.
Really interesting. And there are many subdivisions at Kiber. For example, interiors, editors, or social media managers. Are you involved in work in other departments, or do they turn to you for help?
Okay, I see. We are always helping each other. It seems to me that for being a good media, all the departments have to communicate and communicate really close to each other, because other way it wouldn't be a full successful media. It's just impossible. So it's not a problem for me to push some topic for our CS offers, or I don't know, or offer some idea of meme for our social media managers, and the same works for Dota as well.
And the last question: if you didn't work in eSports, then what? What would you do?
Mm, I think if there was no Dota, I would go write about either Italian football or NBA. I mean, I'm a competitive person, so I really love any kind of games.
And actually, sorry, but I lied to you. The last question is: when you find yourself in front of the creator of Dota, what would you tell him?
Mm. Thank you for my childhood. You created a great game, and you helped me to find my way.
Nice. Thank you, Roman. Thank you for this podcast. Thank you for our viewers. Subscribe our channels, and we love you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you too.